So I really hope that everybody can see this. And I have a special guest with me today, Kiani Washington. Hi, Kiani.
Hello, everybody.
So if you are tuning in and checking this out, please let us know, comment, chat with us. I would love to see who is watching and what your thoughts are and where you're joining us from. So make sure you tell us below. And we're just going to kind of get started. And I'm going to have a conversation with Kiani about her business. What are some cool things that she is working on right now? And just trying to really get to know her and her goals and how Grow and Flourish Co. has really made a difference in her life and in her business. So,
Shane.
just going to check a couple places real quick to see if we are in fact live. Um, it looks like we are on Facebook, which is great. So if you're joining us on Facebook, say Facebook for us. And let's see, we're going to do a couple of things. We might even like try cross posting this to my professional Facebook page for my consulting business. Let's see, because we want to get more eyes on this for Kiani, because Kiani's got some exciting things going on for her business, and I want as many people to watch this as possible.
There's
Let's
many.
see. Um, let's see. We're gonna wait for a couple people to join us real quick while I'm connecting this.
Okay.
Kiani, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about tell us just who you are. Not your business necessarily, first of all, but just like who you are as a person. What do you enjoy doing? Where are you from? All those good things.
So my name is Kiani Washington, and I am a wife. I'm a mom. Um, I was in the Navy. I love horses. I absolutely love horses. Um, Again, I absolutely love horses. Just want to reiterate that. Um, I I love outdoors. I love, being in nature, doing walking trails, exploring um new stuff. I love historical stuff like old buildings, um just the history of different stuff, the history of different lands and all of that kind of stuff. I love watching like historical, like Middle Eastern, um Queen Elizabeth era, all the Queen King era. I love watching stuff like that. It actually makes a lot of sense for today if you watch it, if you really, really get into it. But yeah, I like watching stuff like that.
And tell us a little bit about your family life.
So, I am, of course, a wife, and then I am a bonus mom of two, 23-year-old, 13-year-old. And then I have my biological son, which is three. So you can tell they're all 10 years apart. So, that's the craziness of that. But yeah, the 3-year-old just completely takes over all of the things, all of the house. I'm pretty sure everybody that has a toddler knows that your toddler is all over all of the spaces in the room. It's like they live in the house and you're just there. But that's their house they live in. They probably have stuff in all the bathrooms, but she has stuff in probably everybody's room, the kitchen, the living room. He occupies all of the spaces in the house.
And tell us what is going on in this season of your life, both personally and professionally. Like, what does the season look like to you right now?
Oh wow. There are a lot of moving pieces. I was just talking to someone the other day, like there's just a lot of moving pieces with my personal life, family life. My mom is preparing to retire next year, so we're preparing for her to be here with us next year. Um, just trying to figure out vacations, and my my great aunt, which is in her 90s, will be here in Alabama, and just preparing for her to come. Then other family members are coming in this week, and of course, in the business side, just got a keynote speaking engagement for November, which I'm excited about. And um, just probably Sunday, I used to work for this company called the Rosie Network, which is a nonprofit organization that works with military connected entrepreneurs. So one of the people that I used to work with just sent me a text, was like, "Hey, can you jump in and do the problem solution value proposition presentation?" So I'll be doing that on Sunday. Um, Meeting with different people. I mean, that's just like an ongoing thing. So, I mean, Leadership
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa, that's a whole nother thing.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next. Yeah, you're involved in a lot of professional organizations. So tell us,
Mhm.
what organizations are you involved with, and what has that been like this year for you?
So currently, I'm with the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce. But I'm also in Leadership Tuscaloosa, that is sponsored and goes through the Chamber of Commerce. So in addition to like going through the Leadership Tuscaloosa, which we meet like every month. October we'll meet twice, but we normally meet every month, and we have something that we're learning leadership wise that pertains to the community and the economy locally and within the state. So we did our first session already, which was pretty good. I liked it. The speaker was really good, Martin Houston, really good. And then with being an ambassador, we always have like ribbon cuttings that we show up for, our after hours, and we have our ambassador meetings once a month, and we do different things. We don't just sit there and look at each other. We might go somewhere and learn something about Tuscaloosa and how we can, yeah, how we can import ourselves in, knowing and impacting Tuscaloosa in different ways. We do monthly,
Well,
quarterly
I tell
things.
you what, I know that we could go on and on forever about like these different organizations, and I absolutely love that you're involved. But why is it important to you professionally to be involved in Leadership Tuscaloosa? Like, why do you think that this is such a great benefit professionally for you personally?
Professionally, one of the reasons why I wanted to join is because I didn't really know a lot about Tuscaloosa, the
Okay.
community. And I'm really particular about, because I'm a business owner, and there are ways that you can always give back and support other businesses, other leaders. So I felt like joining Leadership Tuscaloosa was the best way to learn about, all the, because there's 45 participants. So they're in all
Right.
different industries. And then we actually learn about different industries through Leadership Tuscaloosa. So it was important to me because as a business owner, if you're not engulfed in your community, what are you really doing? Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
business, but your business is within a community. So if you don't know the community participants, if you don't know what the community needs, if you don't know what your business could offer, those different communities, different industries, then, I feel like, what are you really doing in life if you don't know all that stuff? If you don't have that under your belt, as a business owner. So that's why it was
Yeah.
important.
Absolutely. And I love that you shared that because, and I think that that's why you blend so well with the Grow and Flourish Co community, is because we're all about giving back to our local community, and we're all about supporting businesses in our local
Yeah.
community, and that's why we host events here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, because this is our home. So I love that you mentioned that. And I think that if more businesses got more involved in their community, they would grow so much faster. Because I have always believed that the best way to grow your business is through building relationships, right? We talk about
Hmm.
that a lot in Grow and Flourish. We talk about that in our memberships, at our events. And so I 100% agree with you. So you're involved in Leadership Tuscaloosa. You're involved in as an ambassador of the Chamber of Commerce. So you're really involved with our West Alabama Chamber of Commerce, which I absolutely love. How has being involved in the Chamber of Commerce supported you in your professional growth?
Just really building relationships. I felt like, I'm not gonna say it was easier, but it is easier. And you have to know, for me, you have to know your particular city or state or wherever you are, your local community, and the best way to get involved, like the best way to build the relationships. And getting being a part of the chamber and specifically being an ambassador was a better way in Tuscaloosa to build relationships.
Yeah.
So, when I've lived in other places, it was different. I didn't need to join, the chamber to do it. I just joined other organizations. So,
Yeah. And there's so many opportunities out there, right? There's virtual opportunities, there's
yeah.
in person opportunities, there's groups like Grow and Flourish, where we focus a little bit more on supporting the woman behind the business and helping her get her time back from her business. But there's also organizations like the Chamber of Commerce, which are helping you get more involved in community organizations and helping you really build those professional development skill sets, right? Which I
Yeah.
absolutely love. And I think that's beneficial for every business owner. So if you're watching this right now and you're not yet involved in your local Chamber of Commerce, this is what we want you to do. We want you to get out there and get connected. So let's dive into sharing about your business because that's what I'm really excited to hear about. You are doing some really wonderful things. We've been working together for a while. I know when you first started working with me as your business coach, we were really trying to get a better idea of who your dream client is.
Right.
So you are a service provider. You provide services both here locally, but also to individuals who may not be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So share a little bit, and plus you own two businesses just like me.
Yeah.
So we're very similar in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But tell me first real quick about Chat Skin and Hair Code because you're wearing that shirt so people are seeing your logo. So tell us about that brand first.
So, Chat Skin and Hair Co. Originally, when I started, I was a hairstylist. So, coming from behind the chair, I had to, and it was more of a medical reason why I needed to come from behind the chair. So I love my industry. So I was trying to figure out how to stay and support the industry. And the first thing I thought of was creating a product. It was, going to school for cosmetology, then aesthetics. And I'm like, oh, it goes together. Like this product should help fix the problem that I felt like I was seeing at that time. But over time, and especially with working with you, Heather, it has evolved to really get me to see, and then going through other entrepreneurial programs, it just helped me actually see the problem and not just a one of the band-aid. It was like a band-aid thing for this, things that I was seeing going on. But the one of the things is me supporting students and early stylist professionals in the industry in having the right tools and the knowledge and the confidence and feeling like they're prepared when they just when we get out there to serve our customers. Because for me, my mindset is the customer. My mindset is the client that sits in the chair, and not just my chair, but everybody's chair. And I think of the way that they're coming to you not always just to get their hair done. That's just a band-aid for all of the things that are going on in their life. Like they're actually coming because they're probably like, I want to be taken care of. I want somebody to do something for me. I want to get my hair. I want them to massage on my head, and I want somebody else to comb my hair. I want to be able to just tell my story and nobody be calling my name mommy, wife, none of that. No, they come to us for their own personal security for themselves. It's like their own personal self-care. And I'm like, it doesn't do us any good for them to come to us and then we send them home with another problem because we don't actually have all of the tools ourselves to really serve them in a proficient way. So that's where I saw like the gap. With school, you learn the skill. You definitely learn the skill, but how do you become the professional? You have to be taught that. You have to be given skills, you have to be given, techniques, you have to be really poured into, because you're becoming this person, not just having a skill. So that's where I saw the gap, and I kept thinking like it was something totally different. I was like, oh, it's a product that's the problem. But no, it was just the fact that our students and our early professionals, and sometimes even people that have been in for the industry for a little while, they don't shift in every level, because every time you go to a new place or something like that, you really have to, it's like you're maturing in a different way. The
Yeah.
stage of a child, you have to mature in a different way. And it happens the same way when you're in cosmetology. You're maturing in a different way, but you have to have tools and education and stuff to get there.
So, to give our audience a little bit of clarity, what is the skill or the tool that is the gap that you are now providing a solution for?
So I give them specifics that have to do with understanding hair care, understanding the person's body as a whole. I also created a system that gives the students a setting of a professional setting. So they're no longer just a student, they're a entry level professional in school. So it shifts the mindset to already performing yourself to be this person. But then I also give you that extra stuff, because like I said, school gives you the technique, the skill, but they don't give you that understanding of, the person's care. And care doesn't just mean I know about products and how the products work. Care means I know how the body works in relation to the scalp and hair. So I give all of that, because that's the only way that you become the professional. You have a total picture of them and everything they need, and not just, a hairstyle.
Okay, and tell us how, like, what is your offer now that is going to help solve this problem that your clients have?
I have two offers. Well, I have three, but two of them I'm really promoting right now. So one is a free hair care course, and it really teaches healthy hair and scalp basics. So it teaches you the fundamentals of scalp and hair, even with taking care of your hair with shampoo, conditioner. And then the other one is the hair care practitioner course, which is more for the student that is becoming a professional or the professionals. And it digs a lot into, most people don't know these words, but like homeostasis and um, the body development, anatomy, all of those different things, building a profile for it. So it does like a deeper dive into a lot of that. And the other one that I have, and it's flushed out in a way that I can present it, but it's not fleshed out in a way that it could just be a course that stands alone. But it's called My School, My Salon. My School is My Salon. And so it sets up the school as if it is a salon setting.
Okay, very interesting. And tell us a little bit how so you've been a part of Grow and Flourish Co for a while, and talked about how you've attended our events, you've been in our membership, you're part of our Grow Inner Circle. We're so glad to have you. Like,
Yeah.
we love it when women are taking action on their business and
Yeah.
making sure that the dreams and the vision that they have, that they find a community that can help support them in that. So tell the audience a little bit more about how being a part of our Grow and Flourish Co community, but also being a part of our Grow Inner Circle and using the tools that we have. How has that helped you in your business? How has that helped you launch these courses?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that recently happened. So Heather was just on me, and I appreciate that. Like, sometimes you have to have a person that's just on you about certain specific things. And so she was on me about um understanding that journey process for the client, and how they're going to get this information from me, and what channel I was using. Am I doing it through relationship, like out in the community? Am I doing it through my social media? Am I doing it through email? So I took the social media route, and I decided to go in specific groups that I was already in. And it's just Heather like, okay, Kiani, like she's steady, like feeding me, Kiani. Are you sure it's not gonna be email? So I did the social media route, and I ended up looking at, how many people I had that joined that actually had signed up for the free hair care course. I hadn't looked at it and since I put it up. And I had like
Which was
43 people.
when you just
I
put
just
it up,
looked at
right?
it too. Yeah, like I put it up probably it hasn't made has it been 2 weeks maybe?
So I
It
think
hasn't
you
been that long.
finalized the funnel and the product 2 weeks ago, but I don't think you
Yeah.
really started sharing it until last week.
Yeah, I don't think I really started like sharing it. Like I think when I first put it up, I probably said something, but actually continuing to, share it and talk about it. And I wasn't saying the same thing. So that's another thing you have to realize. You're not saying the same thing. Please, open this course. You're saying different stuff, but you're just letting know you have it. And I saw that I had 43 people that had actually signed up for the free course. So that gives me 43 new people with emails that I can start communicating with that I don't even know. I think I may know 3 of those people out of those 43. And then in the same token, I had put up a wait list, and we put that wait list up a while ago. But it's just me talking about the free hair care course that's kind of bringing that wait list up. And I got 3 people signed up for the wait list. So I was actually able to send them the information to sign up for the hair care course because it's done now. But the hair care practitioner course. But it's just that community that Heather, look, I'm gonna tell you now. If you want somebody that's gonna stay on you in a way that is both persistent and loving, go with like Heather is that, because she gives it to you in a gentle way, but she also gives it to you like, come on, it's in your head, it's in your mind. What is it? And so she really makes you think about it. So I appreciate that.
I love that you said that because when you came to our community, you were already a professional in our community. You already had a great business, but you wanted more out of your business, right? You
Yeah.
you saw this potential, you saw this vision, right? You saw this need, and you really weren't quite sure how to deliver a solution, right? So when you came in, I don't even think that you had thought about offering a course prior to coming into the membership, have you?
No,
Okay.
no, I had not. Well, different. Heather was the third person. So once I heard it 3 times, I was like, okay, I probably need to do a course. I was trying not to do a course, but it was if I'm trying to get my time back and be able to put the time where it needed to be, then I had to create systems. And because systems wasn't a word I had ever heard before at this point in my journey, I wasn't sure what that looked like. But hearing her talk about certain things, and I had heard certain words before, but just not really understanding them fully what they mean. But now that being in Grow in a Circle and just joining the free community first, and then jumping in saying like, no, I need more than a free community. Which the free community is good, y'all. I'm just saying you're probably going to realize you need more if you decide to work with Heather. But that's what it was. It's like I needed a system. I needed an automated system, because you cannot be the person that does it. You can't be the physical person that does it all the time. If you're the physical
Right.
person that does it all the time, your business can only cap out at a certain point. At some point, it has to be some automations or another person that does it to where it works with or without you. So I had gotten to that point in my journey, like it needed to work without me, but they still need to be able to get the same things as if it was me.
Yeah. And most newer entrepreneurs, and not even new entrepreneurs, but newer entrepreneurs in the online space. So you could be an entrepreneur for 25 years, but now you realize that you need digital presence, right? You know that you need to grow online. That's how you want to grow, and that's how you want to scale. And you've just made it your mission to make that a goal of yours. But a lot of times you don't know where to start. So then you start going to YouTube, you start Googling, certain
Yeah.
things, but you still don't really know what to search for because, like, you've never You've never done that before. You've never been presented with these ideas before. You know you're great at what you do. You know you
Yeah.
have a passion. You know you have a skill set, but you don't know how to get that in front of more people. And so I just love, 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 love. If you've ever worked with me, if you've ever talked to me, you know that this is a passion of mine. I love just sharing what those opportunities are. I'm not
Yeah.
always trying to sell you on a service. I want you to see the potential that
Yeah.
you have when you just think outside the box and when you are open-minded to what somebody else has seen and done and you say, "Wow, I could do that." Wow, what if that was me? What do I need to do to be able to do that in my business? So a
Yeah.
lot of businesses, and sorry, my earbud's falling out. So let me fix that. A lot of businesses, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't have somebody in your world that can teach you
Right.
those strategies. And so that's what the Grow Inner Circle is for. That's what I'm for. So, from you working with me on a one-to-one setting, inside of our VIP day that I have on the Heather Falls consulting side,
Yeah.
right? Where I helped you identify your ideal client. We worked how many hours on really solidifying who your ideal
Um,
client is? What is
what
that
is it?
customer journey? Like, what is their pain points? What do they look like? What kind of, how are you solving their issues, right? We spent an entire VIP day nailing down who her ideal client was and what
Yeah.
this customer journey needed to look like. And I know that you said that that was super helpful, but then on the
Yeah.
Grow and Flourish Co side, you needed the community to go along with that. You needed
Yeah.
other women who were kind of going through similar
The same
journeys
stuff.
in their
Yeah.
business, right? Yeah. So, in my mind, we can, you said it in your post the other day on Facebook. You said, we cannot do business alone. We were not made to do business alone. Why do we think that we have to figure things out alone? Stop YouTubing things all the time. Stop Googling things. Join a community that can help you take your vision and your goals and turn it into action. And that's what Grow and Flourish Co. does. That's
Right.
what our Grow Inner Circle does. And that's what our tools help you with. So I'm thrilled that you've got this course created. I am
Yes.
thrilled that you are seeing results quickly. That is all organic. You're not spending money on ads to get those leads. You are using free tools that we have talked about and that we have strategized for you. And now you've also got some great social media templates that you're going to start using
Yes.
that I shared with you last week from our membership. So I'm really excited to see all the things that you are doing and the success that you're going to have. And I appreciate you being a part of Grow and Flourish Co. and being part of our community and being willing to do the work. Business is hard. All business is hard work. You are not a true entrepreneur unless you continue to do the hard things and figure out how to do the hard things.
Yes.
And not letting fear or those roadblocks hold you back. And I know that, obviously we're not going to go into that right now, but I wanted this opportunity for you to share your success that you've seen in the last week and all the fun things that you're working on. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience before we head off?
Um, like you said, just joining a community that will support you in your next level of growth. But like we talked about in the beginning, it's hard to do that when you're not in your local community, because I would have never met Heather if I wouldn't have gotten out within the circuit of the business community just to know that she even existed. So, and then YouTube, like she said, YouTube University is only going to take you so far, because you still need that accountability, you still need that community, and you still need someone to actually break down what you're seeing on YouTube University. So you can do YouTube University, but you're still going to need a community. No matter what, it's still going to boil down to you finding that community that works for you, and just be honest with yourself. Like, it's okay. Heather had to tell me, every coach needs a coach. It's okay that I needed a coach. I just needed a coach in a different way. I needed a coach for systems and building structure and having other people. But I don't need a community for the thing that I know, because it's what I know. I need a community for the stuff that I didn't know.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, absolutely. All right. We've had a blast. If you've enjoyed watching our live, please comment, let us know. We will do this more often. This is something
Yeah.
new that I'm trying out. This was super random. Keani and I did not plan on doing this today. This was
No,
not a
it,
part of our calendar. This was not time blocked into anything. She simply hopped on a call with me to troubleshoot some things that were going on in her automations, which is how we create those systems and create more time and freedom for us in our business is by automating all the manual tasks.
yeah,
And so we hopped on a call, troubleshooted something that she was dealing with, got it fixed like within 5 minutes because it was a super
5 minutes.
easy problem to solve. And
Yes.
she's using our tools, and those are only available to our members. And so, you know, I just knew that she had something on her heart that she wanted to share.
Yes.
And I just know that she's like a great person. And I just wanted
Oh,
our audience to be able to see, like, who are these women in our community? What are they working on? What are their businesses? And so I'm really glad that you were on
available.
board with
Yeah.
jumping on to a super last minute live.
Just
And at first I
random.
was like, it's only going to be audio. You don't have to worry about video. And so I got her on, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Do you mind if we go live? I want to try something new. And she has like been on it with me. So I'm really excited and super, super glad that you did this. So, all right, everybody, that's enough for today. We'll see you next time. Bye.